So the first thing we're going to be doing today is looking at this picture. And Mr. Brown handed out that white piece of paper, so you guys are going to be using that a lot today, so write small, but we're going to be talking about, imagine you're this soldier right here, eating lunch today, talking to your friends. What is going through your mind? What are your thoughts as you're about to go into battle? And talk to your thoughts. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. Like I said, write small on that paper and just pass it around. We're going to be using that a lot today. So that's what we'll start with today. I'll set a minute timer, and we'll go from there.
I would write it down. You can discuss it though. You guys will be sharing our ideas out.
Bro, they don't write that. You already said that.
How am I gonna use the bathroom? I'm gonna go number 2. That's what I was thinking about when I go. Okay, that's what I'm on. What?
What's one thing
Bro, nobody got to say that.
All right, so what are you guys' thoughts on that? What do you think is going through the soldier's head in this picture? Yep.
That he might die.
Might die, yeah. Very risky as they're going into battle. Anything else? Yes.
I'm just wondering how I'm gonna go number 2.
That's a great question, great question. All right. So what we're going to be going to today, if you go to the next slide, we're going to be talking about who, what, when, where, and then why. So the first thing we're going to do though is look at this picture of the Battle of Antietam. As you can see here, there's a picture, and like I said, we're going to be talking about what do you see in this picture and what are you wondering? What is going through your guys' head? I'll give you guys another minute for that, and then we'll jump into the source and read a little bit about it. But discussing your thoughts, and we'll go from there.
This is like what's another idolaters?
Oh, they're doing fine. Yeah, you can help them. Man, I should get a new job. This cameraman business is going to be good.
Like, where are they at? Real.
What are they doing?
Young Road Instated, man.
Yeah, but you don't know. Bro, it's a photo.
Probably giving them like a speech.
You die.
No way, bro.
He's not participating.
Okay, so after looking at this picture,
There's a
what do you
pencil
guys,
right there,
what do you guys
bro.
take away?
Oh, what you doing?
I heard some good things about Abraham Lincoln. Anyone notice in there? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Finding what they're going to do for battle. A little bit of game plan. Yep.
Probably giving them a speech.
Yep. Very good.
I mean, that's probably camp.
Yeah. Motivation speech, like you said. Probably just discussing some strategies and how they're going to go about it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing, if you see on your beautiful classroom, you can pull up this source called Battle of Antietam. I'll go back here. It's right here, this one at the top right. So we're going to be reading through this as a class. We'll start out with the first one together. And as we're going through here too, notice this graph. We're going to be filling this out, like I said. So we're going to be talking about who was involved. So we're going to be looking at the generals that led these different battles, what actually happened during it, when it took place, where it took place, and then why did it happen? What is the outcome of this? So, the Battle of Antietam, also called the Battle of Sharpsburg, occurred on September 17, 1862 at Antietam Creek near Sharpsburg, Maryland. pitting Confederate General Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia against Union General George McClellan's Army of the Potomac, and was the culmination of Lee's attempt to invade the North. The battle's outcome would be vital to shaping America's future, and it remains the deadliest one-day battle in all of American military history. Beginning early on the morning of September 17, 1862, Confederate and Union troops in the Civil War clashed near Maryland's Antietam Creek in the bloody single day in American military history. The battle marked the culmination of Confederate General Robert E. Lee's first invasion of the northern states, guiding his army of Northern Virginia across the Potomac River, and then under the command of General Thomas Stonewall Jackson to capture the Union garrison at Harper's Ferry. President Lincoln put Major General Robert McClellan in charge of the Union troops responsible for defending Washington, D.C. against Lee's invasion. So he was defending the capital there. Over the course of September 15th and 16th, the Confederate and Union armies gathered on opposite sides of Antietam Creek. Fighting began in the foggy dawn hours of September 17th as savage and bloody combat continued for 8 hours across the region. The Confederates were pushed back but not beaten, despite sustaining some 15,000 casualties. By the time the sun went down, both armies still held the ground, despite staggering behind combined casualties nearly 23,000 of the 100,000 soldiers engaged, including more than 3,600 dead. McClellan's center never moved forward, leaving a large number of Union troops that did not participate in the battle. On the morning of September 18th, both sides gathered the wounded and buried the dead. That night, Lee turned his forces back to Virginia. Now, this last part is very important. So here, Lincoln issued his preliminary Emancipation Proclamation on September 22nd, 1862. That declared slaves in rebel territory shall be thenceforward and forever free. So now, as we go back to the graph, we're going to be filling this out. So, who was involved? What general did you guys listen to and from this source?
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee. Very good. And who was he for? Confederacy. Anyone else get another name from that source? Yeah. Don. Abraham Lincoln. I heard someone say that too. All right, what do you guys think was the main important about what happened in this battle? Yeah.
Like the deadliest one-day battle in U.S. soil.
Yeah, very deadly, right? Tons of casualties.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah. That's what you have so far. And then did you guys notice when and where this took place?
Maryland, Sharpsburg.
Sharpsburg, Maryland, very good. This was near DC, right? So it's very important. It said in there that Lincoln was trying to defend the capital, which in turn he did very well. And then, why was this important? What was the most important thing? I mentioned this as we were reading it, but what really stemmed from this battle?
The Emancipation